The internet and scamming are pretty synonymous. I mean, the two go together like peanut butter and jelly. And when it comes to scammers, most people would think of Africa as being one of the all-time greats. I mean, historically, the Nigerian princes have put in a lot of work. Others would say that Atlanta's in the conversation. There's a lot of pro scammers that come from there, but not many people consider New York City as a contender. Not many people will put respect on the scammers that come from New York. But when New York lacks in quantity, they make up for in quality, because one of the all-time great scammers to ever live comes from New York City, a man by the name of Jay Mazini. Now, Jay Mazini is to New York scammers as Biggie Smalls is to New York rappers. I mean, he literally put New York scammers on the map. He was putting in so much work, people were starting to consider New York as a top contender for the scamming championship. But not everything went according to plan, and eventually this scamming lifestyle blew up in his face. But before I go into Mazini's scamming ways and his eventual downfall, I'd like to give you a little bit of context of the individual known as Jay Mazini, because originally he was a humble business owner. He was someone who made his own clothing brand. It was called Mazini Italia, and despite the fact that it was created, packaged, shipped from New Jersey, it was Italian. I mean, let's be honest. If you could film The Sopranos in New Jersey, you could say Mazini is Italian. I mean, there's enough association there to say it's legitimate. And from this, he decided to make an Instagram account, and he'd use this account to promote his Mazini product. Now, his account eventually evolved over time from just being products and advertisements to them starting to pop off when he associated these products with known rappers. But really, he struck gold when he made an alliance with Dave East. Dave East started promoting the Mazini product, the Mazini items, and he even got to the point where he was almost in a partnership where his name was literally on the Mazini logo. Eventually, down the line, Dave East would rebuke the Mazini business and say he had no relation. But in the beginning, he was a key figure in promoting and popularizing the Mazini brand. And eventually, Mr. Mazini would take things into his own hands and start garnering more viewers and more of an audience when he started becoming a somewhat of an influencer on Instagram, where he would post different opinions when it came to religion, different opinions when it came to society.
Seeing, all-knowing, and so on. He does not rest. He's the ever-living, and the Lord till eternity.
And he would even make a post like this.
About the DEA. Let's talk about the CIA. Let's talk about how you distracted everybody with the VMAs. Now let's talk about 9/11. Let's talk about all the bombs you planted till floor 11. Now let's talk about the white supremacists down south. Let's talk about how he's the main source for hood pistols and drug routes.
That honestly, I don't really know what he's talking about or who he's appealing to, but the numbers don't lie. More viewers came in and more people started buying his product. I mean, Mazini himself said that he cleared 20 grand in 3 days.
Rich, my nigga. In every line of this shit we want to do. Oh, let's make clothes. You came to me, yo, let's make clothes. Look what Mazini doing, bro.
Thanks.
That shit made 10 grand in three days on the sale.
20.
I've never, 20, whatever it did.
So it sounds pretty good. He has a pretty successful online business. He's somewhat popular, but for people like Mazini, sometimes that's just not enough. He wanted more money, more fame, more clout, and what would help him do this is his next iteration of garnering new viewers, which would be charity. Giveaways. He would start giving money away to random people. He would have a blank check, or he'd have a totally legitimate text conversation where he was giving money away to someone else. And in all these instances, it was, $250,000, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and it would garner a lot of people that would pay attention to it. And eventually, Mazini upgraded his charity to starting to give away money in public. He would go to Walmart and just throw money at people. He'd just be making it rain. And he even at one point paid people like 50 Cent and Fabulous to show up with him to give money away in person at Checkers, Burger King, kind of trying to give it back to the community. And at the same time, it just so happens there's a celebrity right next to me. Now, at this time, Mazini was at his peak of popularity. He was known as someone who had a bunch of money that he would give away. And at the same time, he would say that this money came from his business acumen, not only his Mazini Italia brand, but also his knowledge of the stock market. So, as you would, Mazini decided to upgrade and expand his business to include a stock and crypto learning school called Mazini Kreitzo. Now, in all reality, this was basically Hustlers University before Hustlers University existed, a Discord channel where people would show you graphs of different cryptos with an arrow pointing up, and that's how you knew you were going to make money. But regardless, Mazini got students, he got money, and he got a different revenue stream. So now he's doing charity giveaways where he's getting a lot of money. He's doing his business side where he's doing crypto trades. And again, this was not enough for Mazini. The next step in the Mazini evolution was to literally scam everyone associated with any part of this business. So two of the biggest schemes that Mazini starts to do is that for his crypto side, he decides to tell people that I'll buy crypto from you at higher market value. I'll buy Bitcoin for 10% more than it's trading. Why? Because I can. For some reason, people believed him, gave him thousands of dollars worth of crypto, and this was good for Mazini because now he had more money to give away to people, and at the same time, he found a new revenue stream. He can just tell people, give me your crypto, not pay them, and that's money in the bank. Now, at the same time, he also started to do schemes with his own Mazini Italia product, where he would make videos and live streams saying that for the next 300 people who go to his store and buy 10 products, you will find $30,000 in the box.
For the next 100 people to enroll in the Mazini Academy, I'll be giving away $30,000 to each person. How do you enroll in the Mazini Academy? It's $800 per person. $800 per person.
Now, if you do some basic math, 30,000 times 300 is a big ass number. We're talking multi-million giveaways, and he'd do this multiple times. Despite the outrageousness of the statement, multiple people would buy these products. They'd hope to win the money. And unfortunately for Jay, he didn't really think this through. He flew a little too close to the sun when it came to the giveaways, because he was literally saying that he would give thousands of dollars away to thousands of people over several giveaways. And no one had said, I struck gold. No one said, I won. Every single person said, I lost money. Don't trust Jay Mazini. So
you called the Academy a scam until everybody was learning. You called the brand a scam until... Why? Because I can't give everybody money? I gave millions away, man. I didn't have to give nothing away. Why? Because I didn't give you something? So get up and work. Instead of looking for something, go get up and work.
So now you have people who are getting schemed on the crypto side saying, don't trust him, he's a schemer. You have people who originally were fans of his product saying, don't trust him, he's a schemer. And all of these things would come to a head and his world would collapse when he decided to basically become a new mob boss on the East Coast, where he had heard that someone was talking smack about him. Someone was saying ill-fated words towards him, and Mazini couldn't take that. You know, like Marlo from The Wire, he couldn't have anyone speaking bad on his name, because his name is his name. So Mazini decides to go kidnap this individual, drive him around, beat him up, threaten him with violence, and say, you better not say anything to anyone, or else. Now, thankfully, this victim actually had 2 IQ and was able to dial 911, told the police what happened, and Mazini was arrested. Now, unfortunately for Mazini, not only did he have the kidnapping charges, but because he has a past of scamming, he actually had an outstanding warrant by the FBI for a fraudulent wire transfer. So when Mazini got arrested for the kidnapping charges, they also threw him the FBI case on him as well. So unfortunately, Mr. Mazini went to court. He had the kidnapping charges and the FBI charges, and he has been sentenced to serve several years in prison. And unfortunately, that is the end story of Mr. Mazini. He had started off as a humble business owner, someone who had found clout and fame and let it get to his head, eventually became a scamming mastermind, and down the way lost his way and ended up in prison. And unfortunately, that's how the story ends.
Yo, it's Jay Mazini. I hope all is well. I just want to touch base with everybody. It's been a minute since I touched base with my supporters, the ones that have been rocking with me from the beginning. Me touching base in the first place was because hearing about the Hulu documentary that came out, which I really think is a one-sided story. Regarding that, man, it's not what it seems. I could care less anyways. I've been down for 3 years, so I just want to say I appreciate everybody that's been rocking with me. This is my official Instagram, Jay Mazini. So I'll keep you guys up to date. I see you guys very soon. I'm chilling, I'm cooling. I've been down for 3 years, but I'm cool, calm, collected. It's all love, man. Can't wait to see you guys very soon. It's all love, man. Be safe and It ain't stopped yet.
So from behind bars, Mazini decides to drop a new video, a new message for the world, a message for his followers and fans, where he basically laments that he's not happy with the recent Hulu documentary that came out, saying that it's one-sided and unfair, which is true. I mean, it basically focuses on his life as a scammer as opposed to his earlier days when he was a humble businessman. I mean, think about it. It's like the devil. He originally was up in heaven. He originally was living a good life. Yeah, he eventually became Lucifer, but let's not focus on that. Let's look at the good parts, and we'll look at the other stuff later. And Mazini then goes on to say that he has more coming, that he's back. He's going to come back. And I hope that's true because, you know, despite the 144p quality video, despite the prison FaceTime, I don't even know if prisons had FaceTime, and, you know, it's a little bit of a downgrade in terms of the production quality, but it's Mazini. He's still there. He still has the knowledge to impart to the world. He was the original Andrew Tate. I mean, think about it. He was Hustlers Academy before Hustlers Academy. He was the alpha male before the alpha male. I mean, I'm looking forward to hearing more of Jay Mazini. And in all seriousness, his Instagram account was amazing because I could go there and get every piece of someone's life all in one place. Like, I would go there sometimes and I'd see him sitting on a van and he'd be like, listen, you drive a Benz, I drive a van. We are not the same. I am humble. I don't show my wealth. I don't flex my wealth. And then at the same time, you go to another post and you see him driving a Lamborghini and saying how easy it is to escape the Matrix if you just join his Crypto Academy. So it really was a one-stop shop for anything. I mean, I could go there and feel bad for him. I could go there and feel good for him. I mean, there was multiple faces here. I mean, this dude was the original Harvey Dent. And I think that if he does come back, it'll be, first of all, amazing, because I didn't even know you could make an Instagram account from prison. That's the first thing. Second of all, I think that it'll take a little bit of time for him to earn back some of his fans. I mean, he schemed 99.9% of them, but maybe he can flip it. Maybe he can redeem himself.
At the end of every single video, make sure you ask people to rate and subscribe to your content. It makes them feel like they're involved even though they're really not. And most importantly, make sure they comment on every single video. If you have to, disguise it. You know, call it something like the question of the day. And really make them think you're gonna really read it when you really don't have to. Ha ha ha!